loud, ghetto, ratchet, uneducated, live off the welfare system, got 8 or 9 baby daddies, 8 or 9 different kids, don't know how to behave in public, don't know how to formulate a sentence, always quick to defend each other's bullshit, even if it's wrong. All of these are connected to how the world perceives the average black woman. You could be sitting in a public place, and if you see a group of black women coming through that door, whether if that's in a restaurant or if that's in a movie theater, you automatically going to think one of these things, especially if you see a group of us together. You're automatically going to think something negative. If you see a group of women, a group of black women together, you're automatically going to think somebody in that group, within that group, is ratchet, don't know how to carry themselves in public, or one of us has already got a nasty attitude. We look unapproachable. We look like we can't formulate a sentence. Look like we can't share an opinion without coming off nasty, crabby, bitchy, you name it. This is how the world perceives us. If you're a black woman, that's how you're being perceived. Why? Because that is all that you see. You look on YouTube, that's everything that you see. Every video is either a black woman acting up in a public place. It's either a black woman fighting another black woman. It's either a black woman showing her ass to get attention through her Facebook or her Instagram account. That's all you see. Very rarely are you going to see society have anything positive to display when it comes to a black woman. You're not going to see them display too many black women that's in college, too many black women that's building strong, solid family foundation, married with a man in a home that's their husband, having children from their husbands. You're not going to see those type of black women being perceived. You will see them post a video somewhere of a black woman acting a straight donkey, disrespecting herself, acting hood, project. You'll see those type of videos first before you see anything positive when it comes to us. I thought it was imperative that I share this video was because I'm a YouTube addict. I've learned so much through YouTube. YouTube is a lifesaver. I've learned a lot of things, whether it was intellectuals, skills, craft, how to make things, how to do things. It's been YouTube an excellent resource. And as always, of course, there's commentary. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but you have a lot of documentaries or people who love to comment or have their own like social blog. Like there's Tommy Sotomayor. There's another guy I watch a lot of his videos known as Sinful. He gives a lot of interesting intellect about the pimp game and things of that nature. It's a lot of different black men who have their own type of social video type of commentary type of vlog, and it's a couple of them that I actually admire. I watched Tommy Sotomayor. It's a lot of them. There's different ones. I don't know why I'm only remembering him right now at the moment, But there just was this one particular guy, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't want things to be messy. I don't want people taking my video, posting it to him, for him to be any more disrespectful than he already has been. Him, all his stands, all his followers. Basically, this gentleman did a video on Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian. And it's basically about making hoes of housewives. And this particular video, he was stating how, why would any women or ladies condone Blac Chyna's behavior as being a whore? Why are black women defending or, basically trying to co-sign with her, her lifestyle of being what they call a whore? I'm just stating facts. Everybody knows she was a stripper. Everybody knows she's been in all kind of rap videos showing her ass. I mean, that's what she does. But the main topic was, he wanted a female caller to call in and see what was their reasons for condoning her behavior. So I took it upon myself. I was already kind of skeptical because I don't know what it is. I feel like when a black woman decides to step forward and comment on something, it's like all eyes are on us. And I want to try my best to be very careful how I approach this matter, how I approach this subject, because I've watched a series of this particular guy's videos, and I would say he already kind of has this overall, I'm sure he doesn't feel this way about every single black woman, but you can tell he pretty much has this general idea based on a lot of the topics that I've seen pertaining to black women, that we are pretty much just negative. We have self-esteem issues. The majority of his material has been pretty, I would say kind of, it's informative, but it's pretty negative. So, I really have my doubts about even calling in. But I said, you know what, I'm going to take one for the team. Because I wanted to reply and give him a different perspective as to why black women, some of them may condone. Much to my surprise, neither did I know he was going to be disrespectful. Him and his followers basically flipped the script on me. I've never been disrespected in that manner. Like I said, I've always commented on many social vlogs, and I've never, so far, I haven't had men who really have a negative perception like black women, like, there's Tommy Hilfiger. I'm saying Hilfiger. Sotomayor. I mean, he's cutthroat when it comes to, discussing black women. But even him, I've commented on some of his things, and I've never been handled or disrespected in the manner that this gentleman that I'm telling you about, disrespected. Basically, the question was, why would black women, are condoning it? And I called in, and this was my perception that I tried to explain to him. And I don't know if I already had got this vibe that there was like an attitude, there was like a wall kind of already. That's just a vibe. I'm just assuming, I don't have the facts. I've just never felt so tense calling in on a radio show or a YouTube live show, especially live, and voicing my opinion. I was already nervous wreck, but I said, you know what, it can't be that bad. I'm just calling to share my opinion. And that was the question. Why do women condone that? And basically what I tried to explain, in but so many words, I basically was insinuating that, unfortunately, we are in a microwave generation where everybody wants everything quick. Okay? Nobody wants to do things the old-fashioned way. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to go to college. You know, we're in a microwave generation. We want things quick, okay? I even further gave him an analogy, like a drug dealer, for instance. A drug boy, you may see him standing on the corner of somebody's block slinging rocks, because that's what he does for a living. Now, keep in mind, I don't sell drugs. I've never sold drugs. I've always worked a 9 to 5. I go to college. That's always been my way of living. I might don't like the fact that this dude sells drugs and poisoning the community and, you know, taking advantage of people who obviously have an addiction issue, and he's profiting off of the addiction issue. I definitely don't like, I don't even encourage someone who lives that type of lifestyle and basically profits off of other people's weaknesses. But I understand it. I understand his reason. And because I understand him selling drugs to the community, that does not mean that I agree or I condone. You can understand something without condoning it. I say that to say this. With Blac Chyna, I don't condone her hustle, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. Chyna was never into this dude. That situation been messy from day one. Her baby father, Tiger, dating Kylie. Coincidentally, she decides to date Rob, and the rest is history from there. And it's been a mess ever since. I mean, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what her motives was. What I tried to explain to this gentleman was, look, I don't condone her behavior, but this is what people do. And the reason, and not just her, it's a lot of them out there that do it. I don't agree with a woman being a whore. I don't agree with a woman being a Jezebel. But I understand it. And the reason I'm saying that I understand it is because everyone does not have the mentality to do things the right way, even if it's long-term wise. Not everybody's cut out for college. Not everybody going to work at Payless and work from paycheck to paycheck and do it the right way. No. You got some women, they got more balls. They will go out there and screw around a dude, get pregnant from that dude, and get a paycheck every month before they go to somebody's college, university, fill out a college application, go to school, each class, in some cases, 8 to 12 weeks. Everybody ain't cut out for that. Some people, they rather do things the ghetto way, called ghetto survival. A lot of these people some of these black women out here, I'm not going to say all of them, because I'm not one. They rather take the easy way out. It's easy to meet some random dude who you feel is well off, making a lot of money, intentionally go to bed with this man unprotected, get pregnant from him so you can use your child as an investment all the way up until they're 18 years old. Some women, that is their mindset. It's that hood mindset. Not all women are hood, but you have a lot of black women that got that hood mindset. It ain't even just on the Blac Chyna status. You go in some of these black neighborhoods, go in some of these low-income housings. Some of these females will intentionally keep getting pregnant every year to receive child support, welfare, WIC, TANF. They've learned to use basically they've learned to use their pussy for profit. Hate to even use that word, but that's basically A lot of them have that mindset. They will lay on their back first and screw somebody. Don't even have to know them that well. Don't even have to have a relationship with them. Don't have to know them from Adam. But they'll do that first before they go to somebody's college. And basically that was my overall objective. To let him know, I basically was telling him, I don't condone this behavior, but we got to be honest. You got some people out here, we're in a microwave generation. They want it quick. They want it fast. They're not going to go to nobody's college. I'm in college now. This is my second master's degree. Takes a lot of strength. Takes a lot of patience to be willing to do all these essays and turn in all these assignments. Everybody don't have that tenacity. Everybody don't have that drive to take the positive way out, even if it means a longer route. Not everybody has that type of tenacity. And that's basically what I told him. He totally flipped the whole script. Him and his followers. When I say I've never been disrespected, he basically stated that because I'm condoning, because he called my perspective condoning it. I don't see how I'm condoning. I'm just telling you the reason why some of these females live like they live and do what they do. I don't recommend it, but I understand it. Like, it's all type of analogies I can use. Like I told him about the drug, about the drug boy who's selling drugs. I don't like that fact that he's selling drugs, but at the same time I understand he may feel limited. He may feel like he don't have time to go to school. He got babies out there to feed. He got he's probably staying with his mother who getting a little SSI check. It's not enough for them to maintain. That's his method of survival. Now, again, I don't like that because his profiting is causing other people to get hurt, used, and taken advantage of. But that's his way. That's the only way he sees fit to survive. He don't feel like, for in some cases for them to resort to that, he may feel like that's the best way, other than knocking on somebody's window that has a help wanted sign and saying, look, can you give me a couple hours? Some people are shot down just because of who they are. You come into somebody's place of business, just because you're a black man, you're a black woman, you ain't even got to explain your social status. You already shot down. It's unfortunate, but that's the type of world we live in. But basically, this guy, he flipped the script on me and told me because I condoned this Blac Chyna's behavior, I was a whore too. Because only whores is going to condone whore behavior. His attitude set the tone for his followers. Because a lot of the men, I didn't see too many women do it, but a lot of the men on his live chat, and there was one in particular that was having a field day, using the whole using the word whore like a pastor uses the word Lord in the congregation. That's how many times he used that derogatory language towards me without even knowing me, just because I had a different perspective and a different perception. I'm the kind of person, I don't have tunnel vision. I'm not just going to go in on what you believe and state my opinion based on how you feel. I always look at things from more than one angle. I don't care how bad a situation is. Somebody coming to you bleeding because they've been shot. I'm wondering, I'm not just looking at, okay, they shot, they're bleeding. What caused them to get shot? Was that the wrong place at the wrong time? Did they have some beef with somebody a few weeks back and this person came to retaliate? I have empathy for people. And for Blac Chyna, I have empathy for her. I don't condone her behavior, but I have empathy because for a female to feel like she has to stoop to that level as a means to get a paycheck, that basically says there's a mental disconnection. Something is not mentally wired right with her. For her to go out that far on a limb because the father of your child was dating the Kardashian. You got bitter and you decided to date his sister. I apologize. His sister's, basically the brother, Raw. It's a strange coincidence that during this time Tyga got into dealing with Kylie, and I can understand how hard it is a breakup is just difficult on an average level. But when it's constantly paraded in your face in every magazine cover, every blog, you constantly seeing the father of your child with this female, that's gonna make you feel some type of way. Hell, if I ran into one at a meat market, that's going to make me feel some type of way. So I could imagine when it's constantly being displayed what she was mentally going through. But again, that's not to condone her behavior. But you really have people of her nature that sees that type of alternative as a hustle. And that's basically what I tried to understand. He was very disrespectful. Again, we all should be able to share our opinions without degrading and insulting. And this is the thing that bothers me about some of these commentary men, who some majority of them are black men. They really can't stand when we defend not so much each other. They don't even like when we defend ourselves, and it's unfortunate that they already have this persona that we are confrontational. We cannot stand to be told about us. Let me tell you something. Black women, we are used to being oppressed. We used to taking the punches. Okay? Despite how many of us you see that you think is living lavishly with child support, with TANF and all of these benefits. It's a lot of us black women, because I'm one, who don't get to enjoy that luxury, who are married. I'm a married black woman. I've been with my husband 17 years because I didn't want to have a bunch of kids from random dudes. That's not me. That's not in my nature. That wasn't how I was raised. I got my one daughter who's 16 years old, and I've been married to her father for 17 years. I've been to college majority of my life. Just went back into college on my second week in college. This will be my second master's degree. I've earned my first master's degree in criminal justice in 2016 of August. So just because you see this complexion, that don't mean that just because you see me as a black woman that I'm trying to live off the system, that I'm the kind that I have 3-4 different baby daddies, and I got them all hung up for child support. A lot of us ain't on that level. Do I have girlfriends that's in that situation? Yes. Do I know some chicks from around the way who are doing things like that? Absolutely. But not all of us is on that level. Contrary to what many may believe, all black women don't try to take advantage of men. Do not try to live off the system. I done been with my husband for 17 years. I've gone through a lot of things and stood by a lot of things that a lot of women, as they came black women, we not loyal. We quickly see what we can get from a nigga and benefit off of it. Believe it or not, I have girlfriends who have stood by their same man for years and have gotten all type of disrespect, have been a support system. You got some black women out here working their asses off, and they old man sitting right there not even working or taking the money and messing it up. Black women, we one of the most, if you do get a genuine one, for the most part, we are very genuine. We more ride or die than any woman of any other race. Like I said, if you're dealing with a good black woman, because I've been with my husband for 17 years. I've went through some stuff that you wouldn't even imagine. But I'm one to know that our relationships are not perfect. And we all have struggles we have to overcome. I'm not one cut from that cloth. Not all black women are one to jump from relationship to relationship. Or only go with ballers. You know, I know plenty of black women who went, who took women in. I know plenty of black women who took men in their homes who didn't have nothing, didn't have a pot to piss in or winter throw it out of, but she saw a man's potential. And the problem is, some of us could be so nurturing as black women that we come off as weak. We come off as uneducated. Because we're willing to take a chance and pick up something and try to polish it. And it's a lot of women out here, black women, who are in fixer-upper situations. Meet a man at one of his worst stages in life. He fallen off, not doing really well. Got a lot of baggage. Some of us got such a heart made of gold. We will take a chance and move these kind of men in our homes. And try to clean them up. Help them get on their feet. But you don't see stories like that. I have 3 solid black women that are my girlfriends, who I know for a fact, who have taken men in from the bottom. Them same men turn around and disrespect them. Call them all kind of nasty names. Call them, oh, you ain't this, you ain't that. I mean, these was men who they took in who didn't have a dime. I had a girlfriend, God bless her soul, who took in a black man who was basically just kind of staying in the streets. She moved him in her apartment. She pulled the weight for a while until he got on his feet. He got his job. He started doing well. He turned around and started treating her like Mississippi garbage. As if he came to her from day one with everything he needed. It's not only the white women that are loyal. You got some black women out here that are so loyal till they come off as weak, till they come off as stupid. But these are the same men who will turn around and say, nobody didn't do nothing for me. Or all she wants is my money. A matter of fact, that's what happened to my girlfriend. When she took this man in, because he was practically staying in the shelter. When she took him in her home, helped him clean up and get himself together, and he started making his money. And she's like, okay, you're making your money now. Now I need your help. All this time, I stood by you when you didn't have nothing. Okay, now you're making some bread. I need some money so we can share these responsibilities. He actually took it. He got offended. Instead of him, looking at her like, okay, well, you know what? I did. She was pulling all the weight for the majority of the time. I'm making money now. Let's split these bills down the center or whatever. The way he was looking at it was like, well, hell, you've been holding it down all this time by yourself. So you want me to, even though I got this job and I'm working now, you want me to actually do my part? You want me to actually help you pay a bill? I mean, I can go on and on and on. Because, again, the only way to understand a black woman, you got to be around them. And I don't mean just around them in the sense to where you only in the presence of them when they wild, they ghetto, they loud, they ratchet. A lot of us, majority of black women are constantly under attack. Constantly under attack. And it's one of those things like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you defend yourself or you want to opinionate about something, we are automatically shot down. It's like dealing with a pit bull. You keep provoking that pit bull, you hitting them, you throwing rocks at him, you being mean to him, but you still want him to be a dog, a pit bull. I mean, you want him to handle himself like a dog. No matter how much you kick him, throw rocks at him, and disrespect him, you don't want that pit bull to bite back. You don't want him to growl. You want him to still be that same dog that you could just throw rocks at and kick, and he not get to the point where he feels the need to attack you or bite. And the moment he starts attacking you and biting back and growling at you, now you want to make the pit bull feel like something wrong with him. Like, who is he to be getting upset with you when you constantly provoking him? And that's probably the worst analogy I can use. But again, black women, we are constantly under radar. We got to be careful what we say, how we say it, even saying anything at all, because they already feel like we are always on defense. So we have to be very delicate when we approach a situation, when we approach an obstacle and we have an opinion about it. We got to be careful not to get too loud, not to talk too much, not to get ratchet. And I was all of those things. I don't know what provoked this guy to be so mean to me. The only reason I called in to share my opinion, I didn't get loud. I didn't call him no names. I didn't use the N word. And as he was talking, I was like, okay. That's what I was doing, because that's my way of letting him know that I was paying attention to him. I didn't say, okay, you know, because again, it's that black, that bitter, bitchy black persona that they have placed on our chests. That's unfortunately black women. That's like Superman got an S on his chest. We got to be on our chest as these bitter black bitches. And that's all I did, you know, to let him know I was listening to him. Like, I'm here, I'm on the line, because I know sometimes my phone goes out. He said when it was his turn to respond to what I told him, you could tell she wasn't even listening to me. Yeah. I'm like, I really came to him humble as a lamb, because I've seen all his videos. I already know how he feels about us. He has this thing where black women are just extra, we ratchet, we quick to jump off the deep end. So I made it my hardest not to have to take it to that level. But all because I had a different opinion. And the opinion happened to be with another black woman who's not the ideal positive black woman in, you know, in the image of, as far as, you know, what she represents. They flipped the script on me and called me a whore. Don't even know me from Adam. Basically, he was very disrespectful. He was playing all kind of stripping club music, talking about, you know, throwing his dollars up, like basically celebrating that I was a whore, because I was letting him know that I understood where she was coming from. And just because I understood it, that didn't mean I agreed with it. I just know we're not in a picture perfect world. I'm a realist. I'm a realist. Okay? I'm not a tunnel vision. It's a reason for everything. Not a good reason, but it is a reason for everything. And sometimes, as a commentator, you have to be willing to, when people call into your show, you have to be willing to accept the fact that they're not going to always see where you're coming from.